Hi, it's me again, Jenks. What I'm doing today is we're going to take a look at a paper that one of my colleagues has recommended to read. So I asked this colleague in about 2 months ago about consciousness, whether she believes in machines is able to achieve human level of consciousness and become sentient machines. So this is a central question. And her answer is no. I don't think it is able to. The machines can achieve consciousness or achieve the same level of consciousness as human because the consciousness. Um, she says she read the paper about consciousness, and it is a quantum phenomenon that happens in our brain between the neurons. So and she says if you just search for bird migration and quantum mechanics, you'll be able to find the quantum phenomenon's name. So let me take a look. So bird migration, quantum mechanics. How Science American. I don't know how reputable this is, but it seems to be referred by many, or Nature Journal. Yeah. This looks legit. Let's. Oh, there are videos made for it. Okay. All right. Let's try to see the official source. So, how migration birds use quantum effects to navigate. So it's used for navigation, biophysical underprint, magnetic wave, blah 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 blah, non-stop, trans equatorial flight. So maybe it's using these effects to tell position or where the equator is. So I'm not interested in all of this. I just want to find the paper that does it. So let me try to find research. Or paper. Maybe I should go to Google Scholar and find it. Let's take a look at this one, quantum physics. The same Chinese team says they use quantum entanglement to transmit unbreakable encryption code to a satellite. That's not relevant. If you heard about this element, because this element. Okay, that doesn't show me. Why doesn't this article quote on the research source of the research, right? Morrison and his team lined on the fundamental quantum effect. A bird's compass relies on a subtle fundamental quantum effect in short-lived molecular fragments known as radical pairs, formed photochemically in its eyes. That is, the creature appears to be able to see Earth's magnetic field line and use that information to chart a course between their breeding and their wintering grounds. Fundamentally, quantum effect, a short-lived molecular graph known as radical pairs. Radical pairs and consciousness. Let me see if I can go to Google Scholar and find it. Radical pairs. Bird. Migration. Annualreview.org. Let me sort it by relevance, but okay, include by them. Oh, 500 citation. Well, this has even more citation than this. Let me take a look at both of them. I wonder if someone has done this. Radical pair and consciousness. Consciousness, yes. Embodiment, neurodynamics and consciousness. So someone, wow, 1,664 citation. Trends in cognitive science. Ooh, I want to read this better than the other ones. So let me go to PDF first. Wow, I've never seen this reader before. Why do I? Oh, okay. So, chemical magnetoreception in birds. The radical pairs in mechanics. Ah, wait, that's a wrong paper. Is it the wrong paper? Ah, okay, that's the wrong paper. Yeah, so this is the right paper. I want to view PDF. Good. Radical embodiment, neurodynamics and consciousness. Eva Thompson's and Francesco's. Eva Thompson's, let me see. Who is Evan Thompson's? Professor of Philosophy at University of Columbus. Writes cognitive science. Good. Sargai and Francisco J. Varela. Chilean-born biologist, philosopher. Okay, legit. Let's take a look. We propose a new approach to neuroscience of consciousness growing out of inactive viewpoint of cognitive radical embodiment. In cognitive science, this approach aims to map the neural substrates of consciousness at the level of large-scale emergent, transient, dynamical pattern of brain activity rather than at the level of particular circuits of classes of neurons. And it suggests that the process of crucial for consciousness cut across brain-body word division rather than being brain-bounded neural events. Okay, so it says it's not just limited to the brain, it's actually going to the word, whereas the standard approach to neural correlates the consciousness, assuming a one-way causal explanatory relationship between the internal neural representational system and the content consciousness. Our approach allows theories and hypotheses about the two-way or reciprocal relationship between embodied conscious state and local neural activity. Figure 1. The shadow of a perception, average clip distribution, gamma activity. Gamma activity and phase synchrony. EEG was recorded from the electronodes. They're trying to use EEG to look at this. And how many are there? 180 millisecond. It doesn't seem to be a lot of nodes there, so the resolution might be quite low. Easily perceived that presents upright, blah 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 blah, motor response, color encoding. So they're looking at gamma powers at different things, image presented, and gamma activity is spatial and homogeneous similarly to conditions over time, but by contrast, phase synchrony is marked regional and differs between conditions. Synchrony between the electron pairs is indicated by black and green lines, corresponding significant increase and decrease in synchrony respectively. These are shown as if the synchrony value is beyond the distribution shuffled databases. I didn't quite understand that. No perception condition. So from the images being presented, recognition, which is 180 milliseconds in, synchrony scatter, what's perception? No perception condition. So I didn't understand it. Okay, so with perception and non-perception. So if the person understands it, no perception doesn't drive a lot of activities, I think. And if there's perception condition, it drives a lot, but only after. So that didn't give us a lot of information to understand it. Wow. Elliptic activity, surface reconstruction showing blah 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 blah. This is way too wordy. Alright, I think let me go to conclusion or opinion. Yep, opinion. Based on this overview, we have conjectured that the consensus, what's conjectures mean? Conjectured. I'm using my Chinese dictionary, 猜测. So they're guessing, they're not too sure. They're guessing that the consciousness depends on crucially on the manner in which brain dynamics are embedded in the somatic. What does somatic mean? Somatic. So inside of the body, it means an environmental context of the animal life. Therefore, there may be no such a thing as animal internal neurocorrelate intrinsic properties of internal intrinsic properties sufficient for conscious experience. Clearly, this conjecture requires further theoretical analysis and empirical study. Okay, yeah, that's conclusion. Our aim has been suggested inactive or radical embodiment approach to neuroscience and consciousness. We propose that there are two-way and reciprocal relationship between neural events and conscious activity. An attractive feature of this proposal that it allows consciousness to be a causally effectuous participant in a cycle of operation constituting the agent's life. Testing this proposal will require study of blah, 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 blah. Okay, Brian Ward division. Okay, so what I wanted to find out is the phenomenon radical pair is in this paper. So this says radical embodiment, but what is radical embodiment? Radical embodiment and the standard view of it has become commonplace to think that one of the first step in science theories of consciousness, radical embodiment. I might need to Google it to be able to find out information about it. Okay, I don't want to go there. Radical embodiment. Definition. Radical embodied cognitive science proposes that cognition for action, thus, is the best understanding of the term of the person-environment dynamics. Describes rule-based information processing and the manipulation of abstract mental representation. Okay. Alright. I still don't know why does this has anything to do with our consciousness. Magnetic field affects our radical pairs. Given that single triplet interconversion is driven by internal magnetic field produced by nuclear spins, we should not come surprised that externally applied magnetic fields to affect the spin dynamics. And effects of production. Let me try to find figures. Figure 1. Okay, I see. So when they fly from one side of the sun to another side inside of the brains, the radical pairs gets produced. Probably equator, yeah. Although it has been known for almost half a century that migratory birds can detect direction of the Earth's magnetic field, the primary sensory mechanism behind the some remarkable feats is still unclear. The leading hypothesis centers on radical pairs, magnetically sensitive chemical intermediates formed by photo excitation of cryptochrome proteins in the retina. Our primary aim here to explain the chemical and physical aspect of the radical pair mechanism to biologists and chemists, chemical aspect to the physicists. In doing so, we review the current state of knowledge on magnetoreception mechanism. We dare to hope that this tutorial will simulate new interdisciplinary experimentation. Protein structure. Okay. This seems like a pretty good paper, but yep, I have failed to achieve what I wanted today and see the connection between radical pair and consciousness. Let me see in this paper. So let's find consciousness. There's no consciousness here. Okay. Radical embodiment. So maybe my colleague was mistaken. Ah, okay. Aromatic patterns. Colors for emerging light, right? Geoelectromagnetic field and consciousness, quantum. Spin mediated a quantum leap into biology. One is inscrutable fields helps another as quantum physics unveils consciousness. Okay. Imbo Press. Wow. What are these? Why do you format it like this? Okay. Start from here. A quantum leap in biology and inscrutable. So this is actually not a paper, this is an article. The most esoteric. I don't even know what this is. Let me see. Okay. So it means only the person who is in this field understands esoteric research field in neuroscience, probably quantum physics. Despite the fact, background in physics. Wow, you need to know that much. Okay, I don't think this is radical pair. Radical. Where are the radical pairs? In a radical pair. Okay, alright. Another fundamental process that has been benefit from use of QM. There are two mechanisms for this magnetic reception. Radical pair mechanism that are magnetic-based mechanism originally believed to be competing. The two explanations of science have been found to complementary. Radical pair mechanism, a light-induced electron transfer of photopigments in a receptor in eyes creates a pair of excited electrons with a particular magnetic orientation or quantum spin state. The Earth's magnetic field affects the transition between the spin states and altering low bird's perceives color. They can see it. Okay, the radical pair allowing the bird to detect it under magnetic. How is this related to consciousness? Debate over magnetism might not be settled, but there is a broad agreement over application of QM in this field, and it still disrupted this application study of consciousness. So it seems this study has caused people to wonder if the mechanism of consciousness lies in something a little bit deeper in quantum physics. Okay, so there's no. It seems that consciousness operates very well in a classical realm. Operates very well. Professor in the department Nagooka University of Technology. But one serious question will arise at this point, that is, how could one guarantee robustness of such seemingly classical phenomena, including brain activities? Okay. So there's my answer. Radical pair mechanism that is used for birds to find their position in the world, especially above, under the sun, whether they cross the equator, affects how they see things. This quantum mechanics phenomenon triggered people to look deeper into consciousness, and they still don't know what that is, and these people are suggesting that we need to take a look at that in a multidisciplinary research that combines physics, biology, and also neuroscience and cognitive science together. So they're proposing a new approach by presenting quite a few findings in the experiments that they have done. So, okay, yep, all right. So no one knows the right answer is the short answer, and I've achieved my kind of goal for this session. Thank you.